Good morning dears, welcome back to another English class. In the previous class we already discussed previewing the story and make inferences. Today we will learn about what happens to Chakravarti in the story, because we already learned about the character of Chakravarti. Today we want to see, let's see what happens to Chakravarti in the story. So we can start with lesson number 3. Solving the case. Solving the case. So the aim of the story will be, use the clues to figure out the solution. And make inferences. The keywords: clues, solution, inferences. So I will read the text first. You have to listen me and you have to follow me along with your fingers. Let's see what happened. So we had stopped yesterday in the last class. Yes, that lady was describing something by waving her hands to whom? To a policeman. What had happened? We stopped there in the last class. Yes. Then Chakravarti realized that the woman had wild curly hair too, just like the small girl. Now he realized that both of them, to whom? The girl and the lady, both of them have the same wild and curly hair. He ran out of his room and out of his flat, putting on his chappals on the way. Suddenly he ran out of his flat and he putting on his chappals on the way. Actually, what is the problem? Try. What is the problem? Yes, the lady lost her child. How do you think the problem can be solved? If she gets her child, the problem will be solved. What clues can you use to solve this problem? Both of them have the same wild and curly hair. Let's see what else. He needn't have worried. The girl was still standing in the same place, eating her ice cream. "Hi, I am Chakravarti," he said. He suddenly rushed out of his flat. But there is no need of worry, because the child was still standing there. And he introduced himself, "I am Chakravarti." The girl nodded her head, but she was too busy eating to talk. Chakravarti picked her up and walked towards the police booth. The girl nodded her head when he introduced himself. She was very busy eating her ice cream. He picked her up and walked towards the police booth. Then the woman with the curly hair was still there. So was the inspector. "Oh, there she is," shouted the woman. As soon as she saw Chakravarti and the girl, "I thought someone had kidnapped her." What is? When the woman with the curly hair was still there, seeing Chakravarti and the girl, she was very happy and she said, "I thought someone had kidnapped my child." The girl had at last finished eating her ice cream. That was so tasty. She said with a big smile, Amma, can I have a butterscotch next? She really enjoyed the taste of ice cream and she told her mother that, Mama, next time you have to give me another butterscotch ice cream. Chakravarti told everyone what had happened. The inspector was very impressed. Chakravarti had explained what had happened and the policeman, he was very impressed. So was Jayanti only. The girl's mother, she gave him a reward of 50 rupees. Girl's mother, she was also very much happy and she gave the reward of 50 rupees. Chakravarti took it and bowed. I will consider this my fee, he said. And he considered this reward as his fee. On his way back home, Chakravarti bought a pair of sunglasses. And how did Chakravarti solve the case? Chakravarti realized that the girl was whose daughter? That woman's daughter. What clues did he use to solve the case? He noticed that the girl was standing all alone. At the same time, the lady was describing something by waving her hands to a policeman. He also noticed that both of them have the same wild and curly hair. All this helped him to realize that lady, she must be searching for her lost daughter. Did you figure out any solution for this problem? Yes, of course, some of us figured out the same. How? Because we already previewed the story. We also used the same clues as Chakravarti used to figure out the solution while we were reading it. What are the other things Chakravarti, what are the other things we learned about Chakravarti as a character? Chakravarti was always looking outside and noticing even a small or tiny details about the people. All this suggests that Chakravarti was very lazy and careless? Of course not. This suggests that Chakravarti was careful, very careful and curious. What clues did you use to learn this? We can see all these traits from his thoughts, actions and words. How do the Chakravarti's character traits help him to solve the case? He looked outside, he focused on details and he made inferences to solve the case. He even talked like a detective and he used words like sensible, talked about his fee when the lady paid him 50 rupees. What is one of the character traits of Chakravarti that you would like to have? Why? You tell me the answer. Yes, of course. Do you know what he said? Don't worry, I will tell. He said that he would like to be more observant and be able to observe everything that others don't. Why he said like that? Why he want to be more observant? If he becomes more observant, that will help him to solve the problems as Chakravarti did in the story. Then all of you note down your homework. You have to do the workbook. That workbook, finish S3, and also you have to note down in your notebook meanings of keywords. Meanings of keywords. Meanings of keywords. You can also add one keyword here, that is what? Observant. Shall we move to next lesson? Yes, please. Then lesson number 4. Lesson number 4, character sketch. Character sketch. Character sketch. Actually, what is the meaning of a character? What is the meaning of the sketch? You have to think it about. What is the meaning of a sketch? I will write the aim. What is the aim of this? Write a character sketch. Write a character sketch with supporting evidence. With supporting evidence. Supporting evidence. The keywords. Keywords. Sketch. I already told you to find out the meaning of sketch. Supporting evidence. So, what is? Today in this lesson, we will listen and write our own character sketch. Clear? Today in this lesson, lesson number 4, character sketch, we will listen and write our own character sketch. Did you get what is a sketch? Yes, of course, that's right. A sketch. What is a sketch? The sketch is a drawing or painting that gives a clear idea about a person or thing looks like. So, what is a character sketch? A character sketch is character sketch tells us what? About the traits of a character in such a way that the reader gets a clear idea about the character. So, I will read a story from The Golden Goose. You have to listen me. Then only later you have to write a character sketch. So, I will read it first. There once lived a magical goose with feathers of gold. The kind goose decided to help a poor woman and her 2 daughters by giving them a golden feather every day. That golden goose decided to give a golden feather to a poor family every day. The poor family would sell the feather for food and warm clothes. They have to sell the golden feather for their food and warm clothes. But the woman soon became greedy and hatched a plan to catch the goose and pluck out all its feathers. But that lady was very greedy. She hatched a plan. She planned to pick out all the feathers of that golden goose. The next day, the woman and her daughters carried out their plan. However, as soon as they plucked out the golden feathers, they turned white. What happened? When they plucked the goose golden feathers, it turned as white. As the feathers were special and would no longer remain golden if plucked out against the goose wishes. Without the goose wishes, it would not remain as golden. So, now it turned as white. The family was poor again and the woman realized the folly of being too greedy. Now she realized that what is the consequence of being greedy. I think all of you understand the story. Now let's listen the character sketch of that lady. Then only you have to write, then only you will be able to write the character sketch of your own. Please. The woman in the story, the golden goose, was very greedy. We understood that that lady was very greedy. The golden goose gave her family a golden feather every day. But the woman was not at all satisfied. She planned to take all her feathers. The woman told her daughters that they would take all her feathers the next time the goose came. The older daughter didn't want to pluck out all the feathers as that would hurt the goose. But what the older daughter? She didn't agree to take out all the feathers because that would hurt the goose. But the woman was too greedy and didn't care about hurting the goose. She decided to pluck out all the goose. She didn't even care if the goose got hurted. The next morning, when the goose came, the woman called her closer and caught her. She did not let the goose go even though she struggled. The woman actually plucked out all of her feathers. The woman's greed didn't help her and she lost everything. She learned her lesson that you cannot be happy if you are greedy. I repeat, you cannot be happy if you are greedy. What is? If we are greedy, we cannot be happy. So, what is a topic sentence? What is a topic? What is a topic sentence? What is a topic sentence? But you understood the topic sentence from the story, The Golden Goose. The topic sentence tells us about whom? About the woman. Clear? What clues or what trait does it talk about? What is the main trait adjective of that lady? That was the trait adjective of that lady. What was that? Trait adjective. What was the trait adjective of that lady? That was greed. That was greed. What thoughts, actions and words show that she was brave? She planned to take all the feathers of the goose. She didn't even care if the goose got hurted. She plucked out all the feathers. That all this suggests that she was very kind and generous? Of course not. She was very greedy. What is the concluding sentence? Concluding sentence tells us that because of her greed, she lost everything and unhappy at last. What do we need to write in a character sketch of Chakravarti? What is? First we have to decide a main character trait when we are writing a character sketch of that Chakravarti. Clear? That we call trait adjective. When we are writing a character sketch of someone, first we have to decide a trait adjective. Clear? That is, we call trait adjective. Then from where we will get the clues for this, or where can we find this information for this? We can see all this from Chakravarti's thoughts, actions, words that will help us to infer whose character traits? Chakravarti's character traits. Why? Why is it important to have a topic sentence? Why? It is very important because that topic sentence introduces the character. It also tells us about his or her character traits. How do the other sentences support the topic? Other sentences gives examples and evidence to support the trait. Clear? The other sentence gives examples and evidence to support the topic. What does the concluding sentence do? The concluding sentence tells again the character trait, and it also tells how it affected the character in the story. The concluding sentence tells again the character trait. It also tells how it affected the character in the story. How is a character sketch like a picture? Do you have any idea? Yes, because we already know what is a character sketch. That character sketch helps the readers to get a clear idea about the character. Not only that, it also helps the reader to create an image about the character in the reader's minds. Clear it is? What is a topic sentence and what is a trait adjective? So, all you have to note down homework in the workbook. Finish S4 and one more in your notebook. Choose one character trait, that describe whom? That describes Chakravarti. And also you have to write another paragraph. For your own character sketch. Write another paragraph for your own character sketch. For your character sketch. Let's see in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.